Ladies, I bring thee good news from Mayor Josh Cohen and the City Council. Please welcome Lily Openshaw, Project Manager for the Market House renovation.
This was a very difficult project, and somebody that you work this closely with, you could either finish the project not speaking to each other ever again, or finishing each other's sentences. And I have to say, Lisa and I finish each other's sentences. Two other gentlemen I'd like to recognize are part of the real core of the project management team. Brian Snyder, purchasing agent for the city, and Bob Schiffman, facilities manager. I'd also like to thank briefly our design team, Gary Schwartzler from Fourth Design Studios. Gary took fire very early in the process when we started going to HPC and getting the first rounds of approval. And then Paul Hoffman has been an amazing design engineer with Gannett Fleming Engineering, and he now has redesigned the HVAC system, and we have a very cool, well-functioning HVAC system for the Market House. Thank you very much, Paul. And we wouldn't be here today unless we had another amazing team from Fresh Air Concepts, Joe Haycock, president. We gave him a very short time frame to get this Market House renovated for the summer opening, and he did an amazing job. Thank you very much.
Also, we couldn't have completed it on time without the help of other city departments, and we'd like to recognize the HPC, Planning and Zoning, Fire Protection, Public Works, the Utilities, Facilities and Operations, and most especially DNEP, the permit folks led by Maria Broadbent. Without their help and involvement right from the beginning, we would not have been able to complete this on time, and we'd like to thank all of them.
Now I'd like to introduce the new Department of Public Works Director, David Jarrell.
Yeah.
Relatively new.
Thank you, and thanks for coming out this morning. This is an exciting day for us, and we're glad that you joined us. You know, a project like this, there's 2 good days in the duration of a project like this. The first is when you're able to get started and get moving, and you actually see some progress. And then at the very end, when you actually get to a day like this where it's completed. Everything else in between is difficult and messy, but you have those 2 good days in a project like this. I want to again thank Lily and Lisa for all of their efforts on this. We absolutely would not be here today without their efforts. They did everything across the board, from supervising the custodial crew to working with the design staff and the construction company, to putting together the advertisement for vendors and for the Market House manager, and so they really pulled this all together. You know, back in early April, the council approved a resolution that basically gave us the green light to start this project. And at that time we were saying, well, we think it's going to take probably about 4 months, about 16 weeks to get here. And here we are 13 weeks later opening the facility. So it's been an amazing short journey to get to this point. Usually the construction alone for a project like this takes about 16 weeks, but we actually went through all of the design, which took about 3 weeks, and Gannett Fleming did a great job on that. And then we had to advertise and award the construction contract, which normally takes at least a couple of months, and we did that in about 3 or 4 weeks, thanks to Brian. And then our construction contractor turned the project around in 6 weeks. So here we are 13 weeks later, ahead of schedule and on budget.
Yeah, all right.
All of these vendors who have worked so hard to get ready for today and who've put so much time and money into this, and we're really counting on the support of the community, the tourists, the locals, and everybody else to make this a success, because we can have a beautiful building and okay, we got open and all that stuff, but the only thing that really matters long term is their success. So please come, tell your friends and neighbors, bring your wallets, and patronize the Market House. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here, to see this diamond in the rough become the gem that we've all known it to be for downtown. Excuse the jeweler's pun there, but I had to come out with that. As a business owner and president of the Downtown Annapolis Partnership, I'm pleased, very pleased at the reopening of the Market House, both personally and professionally. Recently, the Downtown Annapolis Partnership brought together individuals interested in helping to relaunch the Main Street program, and the program was met with great enthusiasm. Residents signed up to work on committees and groups and volunteered their time to make the program a success. The emphasis of the new Main Street program is to expand its boundaries of Main Street to serve the historic district, which is Main Street, State Circle, Maryland Avenue, and the City Dock area, as well as Eastport, Inner West Street, and West Annapolis. The Main Street program will build on the city's major revitalization efforts like the Market House and invigorate business districts citywide, making best use of our historic, cultural, and economic resources. This is a great day for city businesses. The Market House will help draw people back downtown. The public will see the new signs that point up to Maryland Avenue and State Circle shops. And anyone can jump the new, so I don't see it right now, but I'm telling you, it's on Saturday. I clocked that circulator bus that we have going around town, 7 minutes, with no electricity on the street, traffic coming in from Eastport, and 7 minutes, every 7 minutes, it was right downtown ringing its bell. I also hear that circulator might be coming to West Annapolis and Eastport as well. So thank you for having me make a few comments here at the celebration. Lily, congratulations again.
Now I'd like to introduce Mayor Josh Cohen. And I would just like to say a personal thank you. The mayor has come down to see the progress and has been supportive and has made key phone calls when he needed to help us keep the project moving. And I thank his involvement and support.
Thank you, Lily. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. On a personal note, yesterday, I was at my mother-in-law's house in St. Margaret. She has a chicken coop. And a friend of mine and I were installing chicken wire. We were replacing some nylon webbing she had because the raccoons were getting in, which incidentally was the first time I'd ever actually bought chicken wire for chickens. And so a friend of mine and I were up about 8 feet high, balancing on 2x4s with an air compressor staple gun. And I was thinking to myself, I don't want to die today. Let me see the Market House first get reopened. And here we are. The proclamation that Squire Fred read talked a lot about Mayor Joshua Cohen, but the entire vision and direction for this Market House is a joint effort of your entire city council. And one of the great things about our Market House is that everybody in Annapolis cares about the Market House. Everybody has a strong opinion, what it should be, what it shouldn't be, and your city council, as our collective representatives over the past many months, have had to wrestle with all sorts of input in terms of the future of the Market House. And I'm proud to say that despite our respectful disagreements, we all worked together throughout this very long, arduous process. And we're going to continue to work together as we continue to reflect upon and debate what the future of the Market House should be long-term. But I'd like to invite all of my colleagues in the City Council to come up and stand here with me. In the shade, that's right. We are turning the page to write a new chapter for the Market House, and we are reclaiming Annapolis's Market House for Annapolitans. Now, a lot of people have already been mentioned, but I would like to ask every person, both city employee and contractor, who has worked on this over the past very compressed time period to please raise your hand so that all of us can thank you. This was a tremendous team effort to get open today. And as you go inside, you'll notice that there's still inspections going on. We were joking that we should have an even longer proclamation because maybe we can check a few things off the list. But we had set this deadline. The council was very clear we did not want another summer to go by, and we stuck to this 13-week deadline of July 11th. And we were committed to opening even if we only had one light bulb to turn on. And the most important two words I can say, we're going to say in just a few minutes, which is that it is open. But before we get there, I do want to thank just a couple other special people. Sitting in front of me are Senator John Astle and Mike Bush. And this whole debate we've had about how much money to spend on the Market House, is it a worthwhile public investment to help serve as a catalyst to generate economic activity, to reclaim this for the community? Is it worthwhile spending public funds for this? There's legitimate points of view on both sides, and particularly given the city's track record, it's understandable that a number of people hesitated before committing public dollars. But we would not be here today and enjoying this cool Market House were it not for the support of our colleagues at the state. And I particularly want to thank Mike Bush and John Astle, who went out on a limb to help make this happen. Thank you, guys. Our colleagues at the county also have been critically important. I see County Executive Leopold here, Councilman Chris Trumbauer and Dick Ladd, and I want to specifically thank the Health Department. The Director of the Health Department, Doug Hart, the Inspector, Charlotte Lewis, who has been here early in the morning, late at night, doing everything they can to help these vendors get open. We could not have done it without you, so a big thank you to the Health Department. Anything else we need to add before we open? All right, I haven't eaten breakfast today because I'm committed to eating every meal today at the Market House. So how about on a countdown, we'll say it's open after we count down. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's open! Yay!